Greetings and welcome back to the Money Channel. This is Zoe. Listen, I wanted to apologize again for another delay, all right? But today we are in beautiful Oranjestad, Aruba. Listen, let me kill this age-old rumor right now before we get started, all right? We are not in South America. Don't come here and say that we are in South America. These people take offense to it, all right? Technically, we are in the Caribbean. We are a territory of the Netherlands. I say that like I'm from here. No, I'm not from here, all right? But this country is a territory of the Netherlands. So it is in the Caribbean, but we are not in South America. Let's kill that age-old rumor right now before you come here and offend someone, all right? So without further ado, let's get started. So last night I got in pretty late, all right? So I didn't get to get video of, checking in and doing all of that stuff, but I will say, I did find this listing on the booking.com app, right? Which is a great source. You get points, rewards, and stuff like that, and eventually you'll get a free rental for the night or two or whatever, or periodically you'll get discounts. So I do recommend Booking. A lot of people do use Airbnb, which is cool too. I just don't use that as much. There's another app called VRBO, which is a good one as well. I've used that in Thailand and a couple of other countries, but this one here, particularly this rental right here, I did use Booking. So when I got here, the taxi service is pretty expensive, all right? That's one thing about this country that you do kind of have to look out for, be mindful of whatever funds that you come with. Cost is pretty high out here. It's not gonna be like what you expect in the US. You might get better deals in the US compared to here, but again, we are on an island where a lot of things do have to get delivered, all right? So I will say that I got off the plane, I went through immigration, customs, the whole passport situation, and I go outside to get my taxi. I get in the taxi and I tell them where I'm staying. We get to this address and before you know it, I'm paying $45 just to drive less than 2 miles away. Yeah, I could have totally walked with bags, but why? I don't know the area, just why, right? It's crazy, but I paid it, of course, and here we are. So it's kind of expensive, but the gentleman, he comes out, opens the taxi door. He greets me with open arms. He's very friendly, very respectable, He tells me about the area, what's to eat and this and that, and he takes me back to the room that I'm renting for him. So I am gonna take you through the room that I am renting from this guy. Now, I will say that it is a guest house on his property. So he does stay in the main building, but it is a guest house on his property. And it's really not a bad deal, come to think about it. It is kind of pricey. So I think I paid 151 US dollars for 2 nights. I'm gonna be staying here for 2 nights and I will be flying out to Peru again. Tomorrow, I will start the part 2 of the cost of living in Peru that I put out the first time. So this time we're gonna take you through Aruba, get some food, check out some of the shops, check out the beach, whatever it is. I don't wanna really give an itinerary because last time I did that, I didn't do what I said I wanted to do, all right? But I'm just gonna name a couple that I do want to do and hopefully I can get to that, all right? So without further ado, I'm gonna take you through my rental and show you what I got for what I paid for, all right? So let's get started. All right, so this would be the main building, right? Of course, he has other units that he's renting, but this back here is mine. We're gonna walk to the back here and we're gonna type in the code. I'm gonna blur that out for some of you thieves. Here we go. Close this behind. We get AC right away. All right, so this is a unit that I rented from the gentleman in the main building. Pretty clean, small, but it's just me. I'm okay with it. Some of you might want a little more space, especially if you're traveling with little ones or with your significant other, you might want a little more space, but since it's just me, I'm totally okay with that. This is the setup. You have what looks like a queen size bed. You got your microwave, your appliances, of course. This right here kind of took me out. And I say that because the stove sink is literally right next to the bed. That's kind of awkward, you know, seeing where I'm from, but yeah, this is a little bit awkward for me, but I will not be using the stove again. I'm only here for 2 days. I will be back in Peru tomorrow. But this is what we have going on. We have a sink right here, which underneath we have trash bags, of course, hopefully some plates, pots, pans, and stuff like that. If you do want to go get food from the local market and just cook, it will be cheaper to just do that versus going to the restaurant and actually ordering food. So we have what looks like a standalone air conditioner. So this right here, this thing actually works really good. You know, I slept like a baby last night when I got in. I really didn't do anything. I checked in, I put my things away, and next thing you know, I crashed. All right, that's what we call it. I crashed. Here we go. All right, so we got closet space. We got a ton of closet space. Hopefully I don't open one of these and a body comes falling out. No offense. But yeah, we got a ton of closet space here. And yeah, might have been useful for something else. I don't know, maybe do a desk area over there, take out one area and just put a desk over there. But yeah, that's the setup that we have here. We got a TV, of course. Here's the bathroom area. Sink, of course, toilet, shower head. I took a shower earlier. It was actually really good. It felt so good. Maybe because it's like 90 degrees over here. But yeah, that's the setup that I have right here. We also have a little table right here. I'm gonna be probably sitting right here to do my video edits. And we also have the garden area that I showed you earlier. So that also has table area, you know, sit down, just relax, do some more work, editing or whatever. But yeah. All right, people, we just made it over here to this restaurant here. I can't really pronounce it, but I'm gonna flip the camera around here in a second and show you the place, but I wanna apologize about the wind real quick. All right, I am standing outside. It is a windy day, but I am gonna get some food. It's about 4 in the afternoon, and this video is not really gonna be much, so I'm not really gonna tour the country like that, all right? But this is the place that I am gonna eat at, and let's order some food. All right, so I just walked in here. It is hot outside, incredibly hot. But I ordered food from this restaurant here. Nice vibes, they got the AC on, it's blowing cold. It's really nice vibes here. So we're waiting on our food. We're gonna chow down, right? So this is what we got. We got the boneless chicken breast. Looks like we got some vegetables, onions, tomatoes, and some fries along with rice. This just looks incredibly good, but let's see what the damage cost us. Here's the receipt, and it looks like we paid $17.06. Yes, you can pay in USD here in this country. They actually prefer it. So there's really no need for you to do currency exchange unless you're coming from Europe or something like that. But over here, they do use USD. And this is what we got, so let's try it. All right, food review. Go straight in with the rice, huh? Move the camera. Not bad. I did get French fries also. Can't go wrong with fries, huh? Let's try the chicken. All right, had to pause for a second because I ordered for it to go because I know I'm not gonna eat all of this. They gave me a spoon, to-go spoon. So I'm gonna eat right here what I can with a fork. So here's the chicken. I know this irritates a lot of you. Set this down real quick. All right, sorry. That was a lot of work for that one piece, but I got it. Chicken. Oh yeah. Seasonings are on point. They have taste buds out here, people. They have taste buds. Zoe approves. By the way, if you guys want to get in touch with me, you can follow me on Instagram, all right? I'll put it down here. I follow back. Just send me a message and tell me that you follow me from my money channel, and I will follow you back. Promise. But food, just wonderful. I love it. All right. So we just finished up. All right. Food was fantastic. Zoe approves, all right? Food was fantastic. Paid $17 for that meal, and I also got a drink, a grape Fanta to be specific. So feeling kind of drained after today. The heat is like 95 degrees over here. It's incredibly hot. So I am gonna head back to my room and I am gonna lay down. I'm probably gonna end here. I didn't really get much in this video, and it's because I didn't really plan on doing much. I am going to be leaving tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to be heading to Peru. So I will have a lot more content to film. Like I said, we're going to be doing a part 2 to that. And not just for food, all right? I want to see if I can check out some more venues, more small shops out there too. But today was really just about the beach, showing you the area. The cost over here is very, in my opinion, it's costly, all right? I don't recommend staying here long term, but if you're just gonna travel here for maybe a week max, I would recommend it under those terms, all right? They do have a lot to do out here. So this video being this short isn't because they don't have a lot to do, it's just because I didn't plan on doing much. So if I can recommend anything, I would say travel wisely, responsibly, And of course, budget appropriately. You know, the last thing you want to do is put yourself in a position where you don't have the money to pay for what you're doing out here, all right? Yeah, but until next time, I'm gonna end here. But until next time, I will catch you on the next one. So like, subscribe, comment below if you want to reach out to me. Follow me on Instagram, all right? Have all links listed. Peace. Back. And I'm drinking beer. And I got Carolina.
Hi.
We ordered drinks and we just chilled. So I'm checking in. I'll check back with you guys later. Have a good night.